I want to assure Bishop that NDC as a party would uphold the peace of this country. I can boldly assert that as leader of the NDC party, it will not be because of NDC that this country will burn. And that is why we have accepted the President's invitation to discuss the issue of vigilantism. And we actually have written explaining some of the issues we think we need to look at, including what Bishop said, that it will be simplistic to just have the two parties come and sit together and say, we're discussing and disbanding vigilantism. The issue of vigilantism is a multi-stakeholder thing. And Freddie Blade just calling Ofosuampofo and say, oh, let's meet tomorrow. We can have some tea and discuss disbanding our vigilante groups. No. And that's why we're saying there must be an interlocutor, a neutral interlocutor. The neutral interlocutor that we have in this country, in terms of our peace architecture, is the National Peace Council. We must have had disagreements with the chairman. And it was in the heat of post-Ayawaso West Wogon. The chairman had been interviewed. And in a way, when I listened to the audio, the presenter misled him in many ways. If you listen to that audio again. And so on our side, we said, but as chairman of the Peace Council, the first thing you must do is to condemn the violence first. Then after that, now you look at what who said or what who didn't say. But without condemning the violence, the presenter asked, he says, so what of President Mahama, what he said, boot for boot, will you condemn it? The Peace Council chairman said, I haven't heard what he said. And the presenter said, oh, I can tell you on assurance, he said it. And that there are witnesses, we can even bring the audio and play it to you. Then the Peace Council chairman said, if he said it, then I think he was wrong. Then he pushes him again. So does he owe an apology to the nation? And he says, well, as an ex-president, if he said that, then I believe that he owes the nation an apology without condemning the violence. That was our problem. If you have condemned the violence and then you commented on what the former president said, that would be acceptable. So in the circumstances, of course, I mean, for a chairman who had witnessed the violence, the guy whose leg was shot, the bone had shattered and the bone fragments were lying on the ground. Anybody who saw it would be traumatized. And so if a few days after he was talking and saying we should attack the Peace Council chairman, I didn't mean we should go and beat the Peace Council chairman. It meant that we should criticize him verbally. But we have written a letter to the president and we say the National Peace Council is the best organization to preside over the talks on disbanding vigilantism, because we believe in the peace architecture and we believe in the National Peace Council. We don't have a problem with the National Peace Council. So we have suggested that the Peace Council should be, and that all the clergy, the stakeholder clergy, should be part of that discussion, and that we should have the security organizations as part of that discussion. And so we have sent our proposals back to the president. And I'm sure that if this is structured properly, then we can address the issues of vigilantism.